What's going on, guys? It's N00bs here, the moderately mediocre gamer, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys my first installment of my new series, From Noobs to Hubes. And pretty much what I'm going to be showcasing in this series is a bunch of in-depth looks on how to play alone effectively. And when I say effectively, I mean by ranking up, trying to keep somewhat of a decent win-loss percentage. That's kind of hard to do because it all depends on what type of randoms you're playing with, because I don't think there's any such thing as good randoms. The best you'll probably get are people that you can play with, and to me, a good random's considered somebody that can go positive by like 2 or 3 kills. That's when I see a random that does that. I'm pretty impressed. So anyway, let's get into the video. So the game mode I'm going to be showcasing today is Cranked. I'm showcasing this game mode first because personally I think it's the best game mode to play alone. If you're going to play alone, this game mode is definitely going to rake you in the most XP. And even if you lose, you can still get a very, very, very good amount of XP. A lot different from Domination, where if you play alone and lose, you know, you're getting trip capped, you're spawning everywhere, the other team's just racking in the kills, you're dying every 5 seconds. It's really stressful. So Cranked is definitely my #1 choice for playing alone. So for those of you that don't know what Cranked is, it's basically a variant of Team Deathmatch. The differences between Cranked and Team Deathmatch are that in Cranked, the kill count goes to 100 instead of 75, and when you get your first kill after a death, or right when spawning into the game, right after that first kill, you are cranked. And when you are cranked, you have 30 seconds to get another kill, or you go boom. And it's pretty straightforward, but there are some things that you guys should know, because this might kind of change the way you play around a little bit for those of you that already play cranked. First of all, when you get cranked, you get some free perks. And this doesn't show up, it just says cranked, and in the description of the game, let's actually read it. Gives you extra abilities, 2x scoring at 30 seconds to live, chain kills to stay alive. Pretty much what that means is for every kill you get, the first kill that you get when you're cranked, you're going to get some perks. And the perks that you get are, you get agility, you get marathon, you get stalker, you get quick draw, and you get ready up. Those are the confirmed perks. Those are all the perks that you definitely know that you'll have. You'll definitely be able to notice them in game because you're going to move around a lot faster. However, there are a lot of perks that aren't confirmed, but it definitely seems like you have them. And now when I say that, I know that sounds really unprofessional, but there have been numerous times where I've gotten, I haven't gotten first shot, and I get shot, and I can just turn around, and I'll be getting shot through this whole sequence, and I can shoot the guy like 4 shots on a gun that should be like a 8 or 10 shot kill, and I end up killing the guy, and I don't know how it really happens, but of course, I mean, I love it, because turning on somebody is always a fun time. So, the perks that I think you do get are, of course, the ones I just mentioned, the Stalker, the Quick Draw, the Ready Up, the Agility, and the Marathon. I do think you definitely get those. However, I think you get the perk, I believe it's Deadeye, I want to say. Take a quick look at it. Yes, it is Deadeye. Consecutive kills increase the chance to deal more damage with bullet weapons. Now, this is, like I said, it isn't a confirmed thing. They never released, a list of perks that are included on your first kill. But if you play Cranked and you actually look around and you kind of look for this when you get more kills, you'll definitely notice it because you're killing people a lot quicker. Another thing, and this isn't even a perk in this game, it kind of dates back to COD 5. Really feels like you get, at least a ballistic vest, but it feels like you have Juggernaut on, because you became, like I said before, when you're getting shot from behind and somebody else gets first shot on you, I turn around and it's not very hard to get another kill. And like I said, you're sitting there sprinting through bullets and everything because you're running around the map trying to get a kill before you go boom, and you're just running straight through bullets. So those are perks that I definitely think you have. And while you're thinking, oh wow, that's amazing, I can get 1 kill and then I'm pretty much unstoppable. Well, if you end up dying, you're in an extreme disadvantage because everyone else in the game on the other team that is cranked already has these perks. So it's definitely an uphill fight to get that 1 kill. But although it is only 1 kill, so it's not that big of a deal, you should be able to get it pretty easily. Not as easy as standard game modes where everyone's got a balanced set of perks and everything, and no in-game boosts, but in this game you do get those. So the first thing I'd like to go over is classes. I cleared all my classes so I can show you guys exactly how I set them up. My cute little It's N00bs comment, like, and sub. Thought that was kind of cute. Anyway, first thing I'm going to set up my assault classes first. In Cranked, you're not going to want to run anything bigger than assault. Now, if you do prefer running an LMG, and I guess I take that back. You could run an LMG if you really wanted to. However, you're going to be a lot slower than a lot of other people in the game because you're lugging around guns like this big chainsaw. So, you know, it's all kind of preference. I don't like running around with anything bigger than an assault rifle just because, you know, I like the feeling of being able to move around quickly and stuff like that. So without any more stalling, let's get into making the classes. So the first class I'm going to make, my all-time favorite gun in this game, is an AK-12. The AK-12 is probably the most balanced gun in the game, in my opinion. I say this because with, you know, the standard attachments that you'll see on Ghosts, or you know, assault rifles, you're definitely going to see foregrip and silencer. However, you can go muzzle brake if you really want to increase damage. I play GB and MLG esports games, so I don't know, we were doing a live scrimmage for some reason one day, and I bought muzzle brake for that reason. I don't really use it for anything else. It's all preference. I actually think the gun's better with silencer anyway, but I don't know why I have muzzle brake even unlocked, to be honest with you. But anyway, I run foregrip and silencer on this gun. Any camo you want. I should have gold. I just don't lean or go no attachments. I don't think my game should suffer because I would like a different print on my gun. Anyway, actually I like trail. I do not run a secondary, I do not run a lethal, and I do not run a tactical. Now I do this because I definitely like the perks. Now, the perks that I'm going to run are ready up. I'm going to run quick draw. I'm going to run off the grid, focus, and dead silence. I'm going to run all these, and they each have their own little, their own advantages. So I'm going to go ahead and explain all those to you right now. First one is ready up, and it's very simple. It's a 1-point perk. In my opinion, it's the best 1-point perk in the game. Its weapon is ready faster after sprinting. Now this is very useful, especially in a game mode like Cranked, where you're not at a disadvantage and before you get your first crank kill. Also, it seems like they stack. It seems like if you already have some speed perks on and then you get cranked, it almost seems as if the speed doubles. I haven't done a side-by-side comparison of these two yet, but I definitely will be, I'm definitely going to take a side-by-side comparison of a cranked player running around and aiming versus a standard player in like a domination or a TDM game aiming with these perks on, and we'll see the difference once and for all. Anyway, next is quick draw. You all know this. If you played Modern Warfare 3 or even Black Ops 2, they incorporated a quick draw handle. Basically what it is it's faster aiming. You can ADS a lot faster. It's a 3-point perk. It's a very good 3-point perk. I don't think it's the best, but it's definitely worth getting. Second, which in my opinion is the best 3-point perk in the game, is off the grid. It is undetectable in the minimap by all SATCOM and radar pings. If you play alone, this is definitely probably one of the most important perks to have equipped. And I say this because when you're playing with randoms, you can't really expect callouts. So it's pretty useless to not equip this because you're not going to have anybody on your team calling enemies out. So definitely get off the grid. Same thing kind of goes with dead silence. Your teammates will not be calling out enemies coming up behind you or to the side of you or anything. So it's always nice having dead silence to you know, move around without being heard. So you don't have anybody, you know, picking up your footsteps and coming up behind you because you'll have no teammates calling out. That's just a pain. Now, in my opinion, the best perk in the game, focus, and this perk is described as reduced weapon sway when aiming down sights and reduced flinch when hit. What this means is you're going to aim down the sights. You're not going to have any weapon sway. It says reduced, but it pretty much means none, because with standard assault rifles and SMGs, you don't really have that big of a weapon sway anyway. So this pretty much minimizes it to virtually zero. You're also going to have reduced flinch when hit. That's pretty self-explanatory. When you're aiming down the sights, when you're in a gunfight, when you get shot, you are definitely not going to flinch as much, and you're going to land a lot more shots on the person's body than you would without this perk equipped. Very useful perk. Love that perk a lot. Strike packages, these are very important. I run assault because when you're playing alone, you're definitely going to need those extra kills versus support. And I guess I'm really cruel to randoms. I know they support your team. Even with these on, I don't really see any benefit of my team even knowing how to really use any of these correctly. You know, utilizing ammo crates and ballistic vests. I like running these two when I play with my clan because of course they know what they're doing. However, most randoms have no idea what to do with these. So I tend to run assault since I pretty much control my own destiny in this. And what I run is a guard dog. Always watches your back, which is good because you will not have any teammates calling out enemies. I run Battle Hind, and then I run Griffin. Now the reason I run Battle Hind, that's not the most popular assault streak. I know the Helo pilot is probably the most Actually, no, the Griffin for a definite fact is the most used assault streak. It is extremely OP. However, the Helo Pilot is the most popular helicopter kill streak. But in Crank, you're gonna want to stay on the ground because that way you're not left vulnerable, and you can kind of control your own kills. You'll have pretty much, and my whole reasoning behind this is you have two bodies working at once. When you're in a Helo Pilot, you have the helicopter view, and that is it. You're left on the ground vulnerable. However, when you have the Battle Hind in, you have all your normal gameplay, all the things that you already do right, and then you'll have this thing in the air watching over you. So again, definitely take Battle Hind any day over the other kill streaks, and then I run Griffin because once I do die and I'm not cranked, I can call this in, pick up, you know, anywhere between 5, 10, 15 kills if I'm doing really well with it, and that always helps the team out. So definitely going to run the AK-12. I'm actually going to copy that because for all of my... Oh, I'm going to lose my cute little names. Aw. So definitely going to keep the AK-12. I copy that with 5 classes because I do run a... actually, I'm going to copy that with all 6. I do run the same perks for everything. I'm going to change up the guns, though. Second gun that I prefer will definitely be the SC-2010. This was my day 1 favorite gun. It rhymes, kind of like a rap song. Should do that someday. I'd be really good at it, wouldn't I? Yeah. Anyway, run the SC-2010. It was my day 1 favorite gun, like I said. I think it's one of the more accurate assault weapons. It kind of reminds me of the ACR. I know a lot of people say that the ARX reminds them of the ACR, and it does. You know, the ARX reminds me of the ACR as well. The SC-10 reminds me of the ACR because I think it has kind of the same stats. The bullets kind of sound the same, and it just gets the same genuine feel with this gun than you do with the ACR. So there's that. I also like to run the Remington R5. This is kind of a weird gun. I think it's really inconsistent, but when I get on a roll with it, I don't really stop. Oh, shoot. Didn't talk about these. I run either foregrip and muzzle brake or foregrip and suppressor. For this case, I'm actually going to run silencer. It's actually good I came back to this. I didn't even mean to put muzzle brake on. Definitely run foregrip and silencer. You can stay off the minimap when you're playing with randoms, stuff like that, because you won't have many SATCOMs in the air. So it's always good to stay off when you're, you know, in there fishing for kills. For the Remington R5, I prefer red dot sight and silencer because this gun doesn't really kick a lot. You can get used to the kick. It's a kind of a weird kind of feeling with this gun. So I run red dot and silencer. Again, same perk, same assault streak, same everything. My 4th preferred assault rifle, definitely going to be the MSBS. This is probably one of the more OP guns in this game. It's like the FAMAS, but it almost always kills on a 1 on the first 3-round burst when you equip a muzzle brake, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to equip a red dot sight along with a muzzle brake. Definitely you'll get a lot of 1-burst kills with this gun. I love this gun, my stats. I took this gun all the way up from like a 0.9 KD all the way up to a 2.03 because I never really used this gun well, and then I found out kind of how to use it, and now I'm at a 2.03 KD with this gun. Not great, but it is what it is. Then my last preferred assault weapon is definitely the Honey Badger. It's a developer-created gun. Of course, there's no gun in real life that is called the Honey Badger. It's some weird M4 SMG variant. It has an integrated silencer, which is nice because you can, technically speaking, have 3 attachments on this gun. I run an underbarrel foregrip to keep the kick down on this gun because the kick on this gun is a little ridiculous. It kicks a lot more than it should for this type of gun. And then I run extended mag. I know a lot of people that will ditch the foregrip for a red dot sight because they hate the iron sights on this gun. However, I love the iron sights on this gun, so I'm definitely going to stick with the foregrip and stay away from the red dot sight. And then I'm sure you can all guess what my preferred SMG is going to be. Yes, you guessed right, the M00bs. My KD doesn't really show it, but I rush a lot with this in Domination. I don't play Cranked all that often, but when I'm playing alone, of course, I do play Cranked. So like I said, I play Domination a lot, so I rush objectives with this gun a lot. The M00bs, in my opinion, is the most powerful close-range gun in the game, beating out all assault rifles. And what I put on this is a foregrip to reduce the recoil, because this gun does kick quite a bit. I'll mount a foregrip under barrel, and then I will attach a muzzle brake to the end to increase damages at long range. This also increases the weapon's effective range, so it plays more like a peacekeeper, and kind of makes this gun feel more of an assault rifle than the Honey Badger, and makes the Honey Badger feel more of an SMG. So there are my classes. Gonna go just scroll through them one last time. SC-2010, Remington R5, MSBS, Honey Badger, and then the M00bs. So let's actually go jump in a quick game of... Alright guys, I am back. I took that pause to make sure I didn't get in a game in progress. I did anyway, but it had just started, so that's nice. Anyway, so this is Cranked, guys. It's a really fast-paced TDM with, you know, some boost. Like I said, you're gonna see that Juggernaut little demonstration right there. I just kind of ate some bullets, and it's actually a really good map to show you guys this game mode on. It's probably the most fast-paced and the most fun to play on this map. There's that double XP boost. Definitely see that Deadeye get here quicker. Guys, you I've only been in this game for about half a minute now, and already see what I got. Already 1100 XP, which is great. Alrighty, run in here. See a guy right there. See two of them. Pick up a nice 2-piece. Wonderful. Definitely want to play balls to the wall in this game mode, guys, because it's very fast-paced. It's very intense. You're gonna rage a lot, especially when you get on a pretty rough death streak. I hope I don't get on for this game. That wouldn't be fun. For you guys game mode and me just dying, that wouldn't be enjoyable. This is a really fast game mode though. You guys saw I joined with about 9 minutes and 40 seconds in the game, and what are we? Oh, about a minute in and the game's already halfway over. So, you know, yeah, these games go by really quick. My randoms seem to be playing not too bad, and I like that. Random is 10-1. That's like unheard of. Pick up these field orders. Guy in the kitchen. Got him. He may save my life. How about that? Playing with some randoms that aren't terrible. And I don't know what just killed me on IED, of course. Probably one of the most OP equipment in the game. You know, that is going to be the question for this video. I'm going to deem the question right then and there. Comment down below what you guys think is the most OP equipment in this game. I think it's either the IED or the thermobaric grenades. If you guys don't know about the thermobaric grenades, they're wonderful. And look at that, got killed by an IED once again. That's just awesome. Get a kill right there. Close game, actually. Let's try not to screw this up. Alright, teammate got him over there. Check the bar area. I'd be surprised I didn't see a guy around this corner. And what do you know? Oh, could have got that. Did not. Guy was looking right at me. That's okay. Take a look up at the scoreboard. 16-5 with just over 2 minutes in the game, and I'm already at 2,800 XP. So, in theory, you kind of got to look at it at XP per minute versus XP per game. You kind of think of it as score per minute, like that stat that we all saw in Black Ops 2 that everyone judged each other by. You can definitely see in this game mode, like in it for 2 minutes, my score is already almost 3,000, which is kind of unbelievable. Especially you can play a full game of domination, only get that that XP for a game around 2,000. I mean, for me, 2,000 is kind of considered a good game. Got panic knife there, and that's not good. We're kind of off to a death streak. Like, this video wasn't really to show off my skills. It was just to show you guys. Ranked. Oh, if we lose, that'll be really disappointing. Ah, no. No. Come on, 5 more. Oh, damn. That was a close game. Anyway, that was just to kind of show you guys, you know, how much XP you can get. That was just over 2.5 minutes in the game, and that's 2,940 XP by just very fast-paced team deathmatch. You know, I ran an MTAR. However, on bigger maps, you can run different ARs, and you'll definitely get the same results. So that's my video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you consider going to play Cranked, and hopefully take my tips for my custom classes into account. They definitely work for me. So anyway, comment, like, and subscribe. It's N00bs signing off. We'll see you guys again later.